Welcome to Happy Time Story Time. We're reading Lego's Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu, the Golden Weapons. Yeah. Do you see Kai there? You do? With the fire sword, the flame sword. Then who? There's Cole, there's Zane, and Jay, and they're ready to rock and roll doing Spinjitzu. Do you see that? Our Ninjago. You want to do it? Let's look into it. Yay! All right. A trip to the underworld. Can you see it? A trip to the underworld. There was only one escape. Down into the underworld. Sensei Wu used the sword to cut the rock beneath his feet. The rock floated on the lava, carrying him. Sensei, no! Kai cried. Why? Why? I must take the sword to the underworld, Sensei said firmly. If I am to save everything, that's basically what he's saying. I need to take the sword to the underworld. So what just happened, remember, Kai fought the shadows. We did that for the last one. Now he's going into Sensei Wu got it back because remember both shadows were fighting, and so he got the sword. And rather than to save his family, Sensei Wu had to go to the underworld to face his brother Garmadon, not the Shadow Garmadon, but the Garmadon himself, the pure evil Garmadon that is a ruler of the underworld. Sensei Wu is going to go down there. And we're going to get to see what happens. See, he's sitting there meditating, saying, you know what? I have to do it for my family, my students, and Ninjago City. And so he does. So let's move to the next page and see what happens. I see you there. I'll see you there, brother, Garmadon said. So he goes, I'll see you there, brother, Garmadon says. And his shadow disappears. It's all my fault, Kai wailed. I did it. I went alone. Why? Why did I do that? I loved you so much, Nia, but why did I do that? Look what I did. Now Sensei Wu is going to the underworld. And he says this, Sensei Wu won't be able to hold out for long. So you can only imagine in your mind that Sensei Wu's down there, all the skeleton things are fighting him, and then Lord Garmadon, in his pure image, his true image, jumps down and says, Brother, you have come. You could see that in your mind. And if you see that, and you can imagine that, put it in the comments below, and I'll talk to you about it, and we'll write about it. Forget Sensei Wu. She goes, Forget Sensei Wu, said Nia. Look up at the angry dragon. What about us? What about us? She goes, she's like, Sensei Wu is fine. What about us? What about us? The dragon, the dragon. And Kai's like, we could take care of this if we work as a team. So Kai and Nia work together, and we're gonna see what happens on with them. Now we're going back to the camp. This is the fun part. Back at camp, Samuka jumped into his skull truck. To the underworld. He goes, to the underworld. He cried. The skeleton warriors sped away, leaving Cole, Jay, and Zane behind. Now what? He goes, Cole's like, now what, guys? What do we do? What do we do? Now we get out of here, Jay answered. He drew a sword he had taken from Cruncha and Knuckles. So he took the sword from Knuckles. Well, I think Cruncha might have given it to Knuckles. He cut the rope, and they all hit the ground, kerplunk. So you can hear it swipe, 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 and then pound on the ground they happen. And now they're like, what do we do? They're like, we're ninja. Ninja, go! And then let's see what happens here. All right. The ninja race after Samuka. They jump on the skull truck. Ninja, go! And then they smack, pop, bam, boom, punch. Cole went after Nuckal, and Cruncha. Jay ran up and whack, whack, whack. He accidentally whacked Cole and hit him in the throat. He whacked him and went, shh. He's like, Cole. Cole's like, Jay, I had this all handled. I had my special weapon, and I was gonna do Spinjitzu, knock off all the bad guys, and away we stopped them all. We would have stopped them. And Cole, and what happened was the skull truck reared up on its back, basically went, you know how a car does that, and then it dumped out the ninjas. So it went on its back wheels. Jay, Cole, and Zane tumbled off the truck, and the truck vanished into the underworld. So what happened was sometimes in some of those old movies that the truck has to get to a certain point, and if it has all the undead guys or things on it like that, that the truck will disappear because it has all the bad guys. But if it has the living on it, it doesn't work. If it has the living on it, it doesn't work. So that's why they had to kick off the living creatures, the people, which was Cole, Zane, and Jay. And after that, they were able to teleport into the underworld. But beforehand, they had to stay in this dimension because, why? They had living entities on there, not dead ones like these guys here. That's what a lot of those stories are. And if you think so, that if you think that the reason that it wasn't able to go was because of them being alive, or do you think it was because Cole's the good versus evil? Maybe. What do you think? If you think that it's good versus evil that kept the truck in our dimension during the time they were fighting, or do you think it was they just didn't want to take the ninja with them into the underworld? You write in the comments and tell me about that, and we'll talk about that, and I'll respond to that. Okay, Jay, Cole, and Zane ran to the Ren Temple, so they're going run, 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 run. I sense that the weapons are in the underworld. This is what Zane says. Me, Zane, feel that the weapons are in the underworld. We are too late. That's what he says. We're too late. We're too late. We're too late. But you know what? They're never too late. As long as they keep pushing forward, working as a team, they can get through this and do it. Then they heard Kai's voice. We may not be able to cross over to the other world, basically our underworld, he said, but a dragon can. So a dragon can go between dimensions, underworld and overworld, or above world. And so that's what he's using right here. So he got on the dragon, and they're going to go right into the underworld using the dragon. The temple doors opened. The ninjas gasped when they saw Kai and Nia riding the fire dragon. See, Zane's telling them, there is one way to go through. You have to take an entity that you're riding, that it actually somehow allows you, I don't know how it does, but somehow it allows the living to go into the underworld if they're riding a dragon. But if they're riding like a truck like this over here, they have to get all the living off, I guess, for it to go into the underworld. It's one of those things, kind of those science fiction things. So, but that's the one thing. If you wanted to, put in there about the the truck, what you think about it, just put it in the comments. Okay. So what have we learned, my friends? We learned the importance of never giving up and always looking out for family, friends, and for the community. And that's the one thing we always say is this: always remember you can make a difference one Lego at a time, one ninja at a time, one hero, and one person at a time if you share love and you have compassion for others. Always remember to like, favorite, and subscribe, and come back to Happy Time Storytime for more videos. The Happy Time Storytime loves you, and please comment down below. Be blessed. Bye-bye.